Welcome back to Upptec Lounge, where we meet the influencers and innovation drivers from the insurance industry in Europe. Today, I will have the pleasure of talking with the leader of innovation from Multiasistencia, José Antonio Moleda Fernandez. This is our first European guest and an important voice in the insurance world. Welcome to Upptec Lounge, Mr. Moleda.
Thank you, Magnus. It's a pleasure for me, and I'm very honored to be here with you and with Upptec and try to share our experience around innovation and especially to talk openly about what can be the trends, opportunities around the insurance sector.
For the viewers who are not familiar with Multiasistencia, could you give us a quick background on the company and your company's vision?
Absolutely. So Multiasistencia is a leading specialist, something very specific, that is the home claim management. Okay, whenever there is a damage at home from a home insurance policy, Multiasistencia is the company that manages end-to-end the claim with a very innovative operational model and with a large number of digital tools. So we have done during the last years really deep digital transformation. So our company is a multinational. So it was founded 35 years ago. We are working now in Spain, in France, in Italy, in Brazil, and in Portugal. Our size is a medium-sized company. We are managing 1 million claims per year. We are more than 1,000 employees. And we have changed slightly in the last years. Previously, so I'm talking in the first 25 years of our life, we were a pure service company repairing the claims at home. But this has changed in the last 5-6 years when we realized that the digital transformation should be implemented. So we anticipate this movement, and we decided to start to transform this process with digital assets. So we change our view, or we enlarge our view, more than being just a pure company repairing claims. We decide to be the technological partner of our insurers, helping them to do the deep digital transformation at home, at the home claim management process.
The past years have certainly been different, but this is of course also a period where great ideas are born and innovations are made. Could you mention some positive highlights that you, on top of your mind, learnings that you will carry on from 2020 to 2021 and even further?
Yes. Of course, these 2 years, 2020 and the current 2021, has been challenging years. Of course, the things have been really difficult for all of us, but I would keep the positive part. And in our case, I would say that it has been, surprisingly or not so surprisingly, the year of the change from our clients in the really push around innovation. So in the last 2-3 years, we were doing a lot of proof of concepts, a lot of pilot tests, but has been, probably thanks to the lockdown and the COVID, the year when 2 of our products has gone live. So, for example, Macarena, that is one of our more iconic assets, that is our voice bot for the first notification of loss. We have had a big leap in the number of clients and the number of claims that has been managed by Macarena. So now we are managing 200,000 claims with Macarena. We are working with nine insurers with Macarena. It's fully live. We are getting 30% of the claims fully automated by Macarena. So, and that's happened probably thanks to the situation that we had lived. I would say that thanks to these challenging situations, our clients decided to go further in the digital transformation. That was not the case in the past.
That's really impressive.
Yeah, thank you.
If we continue looking into the future, what opportunities do you see, such as Macarena and other innovation? What will be the expectations of a future insurance customer, and what focus areas do you see of the future?
Well, I think that related with the previous question, the success of these two assets, Macarena and Vilma, has given us more power and more energy to push innovation. So we have reinforced our bet for innovation. So now we are managing a pipeline of new digital assets. For example, we are developing one called photo claim that is, and we are using some of the Upptec assets as well. What we are doing is extracting information from photos with artificial intelligence to automatically identify if there is any damage, and if so, we do the fair valuation of the damage. So it means that just with a photo uploaded by our clients, he can get the settlement of the claim on the spot in few seconds. And this is something that we are now building our minimum viable product, and seems that will work very, very well. And most of our clients are very excited with the product.
Exactly, that's really impressive, and you really show that you are in the forefront pushing innovation. That's super impressive. You're keen on providing a 24/7 service, and you as a company often refers to a hybrid model of human and non-human interactions. Can you tell us more about this vision, and also how you promote the non-human solutions like self-service to both customers and consumers?
So, well, I like this question especially because I think that the customer behavior has changed in the last years. Now what they want is to get the service whenever they want. So it means that 24/7 is a must, and we need to adapt ourselves to this situation. That is one of the reasons why we have been promoting these digital tools, that, like the voice bot, that they don't need to rest. And the other point that you mentioned is very relevant as well, is the self-care version of our tools. And this is funny because I would say 2 years ago, the penetration of self-care, first notification of loss or other type, was really very low. But what we have seen in the last year is a strong, a relevant increase of the self-care penetration in the different services around the claim management process. And now, for example, in France, when 1 year ago we were having 3, 4, 5% of people doing the self-care, the FNOL through the self-care. Now we are in double digit. We are now close to 16. And that was the reason why we decided some months ago to push in our developments all the self-service version of our tools. Because as I said at the beginning, this will be, and it is, a must.
Super interesting. Thanks for sharing. Very insightful. Artificial intelligence is being more invested into than ever before. Multiasistencia is also already investing in AI. Is this something that you will continue on doing, and what are your plans for AI?
Yes, AI is a very interesting topic, I would say, because usually AI is related to innovation. AI is the most innovative things that we can have on the table, and I don't agree. Why? Because I think that AI is becoming a commodity. What is relevant is not the AI tools. This is something that will be easily provided by many companies, large companies. You can get access in Google or in Amazon of these AI tools. What is relevant is to find the cases of use of the AI, and to be sure that you have found a case. You have found a case where AI can help to solve. And this is what we are, and what we are doing. And that's the reason why we think that Multiasistencia is in a very good position to promote AI solutions. Why? Because we have a deep knowledge of insurance business. We have as well a lot of information coming from the service that we are providing in the field. So the data that I said at the beginning, so it means that I have millions of data that can be managed, and at the same time, our attitude, our culture in Multiasistencia is a culture, is an agile culture. It's a culture that I would say is very similar to probably yours, or probably similar to an InsurTech. So at least this is what we have. So putting it all together, what we have done is a deep knowledge of the insurance sector, data. What we have done is to take the commodity that is AI and think deeply in the problems that need to be solved and use AI and the data and our knowledge to solve it. And that was the case of Macarena. Was not a voice bot. Voice bot, there are many. What is relevant in Macarena is that we use Macarena as an orchestrator, but Macarena is connected with other assets of Multiasistencia, the smart contract. We have a rules engine. We have some predictive models based on the artificial intelligence of the machine learning algorithms used with our data. So all in all, the point for me is, of course, we are going to continue doing things with AI, but the relevant part is not the AI. No. Is to think deeply in the business and to find the problems that can be solved, and of course, always looking for a return on this investment and not do so just for marketing purposes. No, it's to be. This is what we call deep digital transformation. That need to have a clear return on the investment.
Digitalization and automation are tools used to increase efficiency and ultimately a way to handle resources. There are great benefits of utilizing this, of course. We all have a responsibility to maximize the ways we work with both resources of various kinds, which make me a bit interested to know how you work with sustainability.
Well, sustainability is actually a trend that probably is now and will be here for many years. Why? Because this is on the agenda of the top managers and moreover in the agenda of the board of directors. Okay? So many investors are asking the companies to answer the question about sustainability. And sustainability means, or at least this is my understanding, is to consider not only the shareholders and the profitability, but to consider as well other stakeholders' interests: the society, the environment, the employees, the providers, the clients, of course. So, and for that reason, sustainability is as well in the Multiasistencia agenda. And the way we are doing so is the concept that we say sustainability by design. So it means that both in operations and both in innovations, we are considering sustainability in all what we are doing. Maybe it's a good idea to share some examples. Okay, from the operation side, we think that our model is a model that is sustainable. Why? Because I think that to repair or to replace a claim, a damage, is better than to do it from scratch, because probably it's not so efficient from a carbon footprint perspective, if you want to say so. Secondly, in operations, we are now promoting with our network of repairmen the use of environmental friendly materials. We are suggesting to our clients, for example, if there has been a glass damage, to think twice and accept to put an energy efficiency glass instead of a normal one. This is another example. The third one is that we are requesting to our providers to be as well conscious of the importance of sustainability in order to think about, for example, their car, their vans, to think if they should change in order to use low pollution, so hybrid or electrical vehicles. So from the operation, clearly is in our agenda where we are doing things as we have said. And in the innovation part as well. So we think that in the assistance services, now we have a lot of opportunities around sustainability. I mean that at home, energy efficiency is a hot topic, okay? So all around sustainability at home, all around reduce the consumption of energy and water at home is as well in our perimeter in the new innovative products.
That's really exciting approach, the holistic view that you propose there. Do you see any parallels between the digital transformation trend and the sustainability trend?
Yes, indeed, I find a lot of similarities. Okay, there are different ways to do things. So whenever you have a hype or a trend, you can do it just very quickly, just to have this in the agenda and to say, well, I have done this proof of concept, and so on. Or in the sustainability arena, I have planted several trees everywhere, or I am sponsoring whatever. But this is not what I think is the right way to proceed. So that's why in digital transformation, instead of talk about digital transformation, we say deep digital transformation. And whenever we talk about sustainability, we talk about sustainability by design. Why? Because what we think is that if the trend is there, it's because there is a real advantage that we need to follow. Okay, what is this advantage? This advantage is that in the two cases, there are real return on investment, to say this way. In digital transformation, the return on investment is clearly in an increase in the customer satisfaction and in a higher efficiency in all the cost lines that you can find in the P&L. Of course, this is not easy. You can do proof of concept with no impact and say, well, I am very digital. But there is a better way. There is a deeper way. There is a riskier way, but it's the one that will give you the highest return. That is to go into the details and to be sure that you deploy digital tools massively, so that you scale out your digital tools in order to get a higher impact. Okay, and that was the case that I mentioned before about the highlights of 2020. We have seen this change in the speed of the penetration of our digital tools. In the sustainability is the same. So you can do marketing and promotional topics, but this is not the way. Now, if you think that doing that you will last forever, this is not, because there is a real problem about environmental impact. There is a real problems around energy efficiency. So the point here is how we can change the behavior, how we can provide with innovative products, tools, or whatever, each one of us, in order to get these efficiencies that at the end means is in favor, for example, of the consumers. No? If you promote energy savings devices, the energy will cost less. So we will produce less energy. So we will pollute less. Okay. So, but this is not about promotion. It's about change deeply the behavior of our customers. Okay, so this is one example, and we can think the same in the relationship of sustainability with our providers, or in the relation of sustainability with the society, and how we can try to manage the inequality in the society and so on, because there are real problems that we need to collaborate to solve.
Before we move on to more serious topics, I just want to point out that it's great to have you here, joining Upptec Lounge and providing your insights on the trends and challenges. But it's always great to get to know someone a little bit better. And I think also our viewers are interested. Let's do 5 fast this or that. This is how it goes. I have 5 fast this or that. I will pose the questions and you just shoot the answers however you feel. So here we go. Ready?
Yes, I will try to do my best.
Passenger or driver?
A driver, for sure, yeah.
Morning or evening?
Well, during weekdays, morning, and in the weekend, evening or night.
Good. Text message or call?
Well, for business purposes, I prefer calls to have the possibility to interact.
Breakfast or dinner?
Well, breakfast, probably, yes.
E-book or regular book?
E-book.
As an innovation hub, I'm really interested to know what you believe to be the success factors in the insurance industry, and what you expect of insurtechs, and what you believe will be the drivers for the industry.
Well, it's comprehensive questions with many angles, but I would say that the first, as you have mentioned, insurtechs that are new players in the field, I think that a success factor is that instead of promoting the fight against the stakeholders and the participants in the insurance industry, is to think in collaborative schemes. So I think that, and this is what we have done in Multiasistencia. We have been collaborating with insurtechs, startups, with very large companies, try to get the best from each one. So this is the first point. Try to join efforts instead of being encapsulated. The second one is, I would say, a change in the mind or a change of mind from the typical insurer's perspective. The typical insurance perspective is to think in line of business, in vertical. So it means this is home, this is motor, this is life, this is. But at the end, is all around the customer, and the customer has different needs. So the point is, there is a concept that I call the umbrella policy. It means that what you need is to be able to provide whatever insurance type without any restriction to your. It means probably to be more flexible, to try to produce in a more customized way, okay? But, and this is the third point, but probably avoiding complexity. You know, I think that a success factor for the future is that the market will be global. Indeed, it's closely to be global, but we are probably insurance sector is still the insurance business in each country has specificities, but my vision is that will be global, and to be global we need to have a customized product but simple products. So it's how we can change the existing complexity in the industry towards a simplicity way of life.
We are now almost halfway through 2021, and we all start looking into 2022. Do you dare to share some predictions on future trends and what you think will we see more of?
Well, I think that insurtechs are here and will be here for a long time, and will be new insurtechs with fresh ideas. So it's good to have them in the equation. And secondly, I think that it's a good example, the insurtechs, about how I see the future around the competitive environment. I think that the future is collaborative. So indeed, this is what we have done in the last year. So we have been collaborating with insurtechs, startups, consulting firms, university, very large companies, in order to get the best from each one, but joining efforts. Okay, I think that those companies that what they want is to keep in their silos will fail, and the future is collaborative. And the final point is that the success factor should be to be prepared for globalization. So although the insurance sector still is, because there is a part of regulations that is country specific, I think that globalization is here and will continue. The competition is hard, and there will be a need of concentration of companies, and the global approach for me is we need to keep the flexibility that I mentioned before about the customization, but we need to do in a simple way. So it means that instead of do things with a high level of complexity, that maybe this is where the insurance industry is now, because it's difficult to explain sometimes the products, and it's not easy to perceive the value that is that the insurance company is providing to the customer. We need to move to simplicity. It means the simple products that can be deployed globally and that can be easily understood by the customer.
We truly talked about innovation and future trends that we see coming. But if we take a look at some industry challenges, in what areas do you believe that the insurance industry struggles and can be better?
Well, I don't want to talk about how they are struggling in any areas. There is what are the challenges that need to be overcome for the future. So the first one is that I think that, and indeed I'm sure that they have this on mind, they need to switch from insurance service. It means whenever there is a claim, I give back a check, to a service provider. in order to be sure that they have a higher number of interaction with the customer to get loyalty, to increase the revenue streams, and to be closer to the clients. This has one very relevant the topic, that is how to excel once you are providing services. That this is not so easy. Okay, this is the first challenge for me in the future. The second one is I think that the market is going tougher, so it means the competitive environment is harder, the margins are going down, so I think that there is a challenge of concentration. So my vision is that probably we will see a higher concentration in the market in the future, so it means some losers, some winners, but there are a lot of pressure on prices and margins, and so the future will be with a lower number of players.
I really believe there's so much to share and talk about. We have a lot of subjects we barely touch base upon. As said, in the insurance industry is really undergoing transformation, and there are so many areas left to explore. I want to provide a huge thank you for joining the second episode of Upptec Lounge, and I really feel privileged to hear first-handed about the many innovations that you are working with. If viewers want to get into contact with you, José Antonio, how should they go about it?
Well, I think that I have an open profile in LinkedIn. Probably this is the easiest way to contact me.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure for me.
Thank you.
At the end, we need to do this, the typical, bad take, or no.
The bloopers.
Yeah. How it is
You have
false take.
just between us.
Yeah. And suddenly YouTube. No?